I greatly appreciate the work that you've done, those of you who do support the Knowledge Alliance. I'm in my 5th year as a principal at Cherry Chase Elementary School, and in Sunnyvale, our students wouldn't necessarily be considered the most at risk because we are a high-performing school in a high socioeconomic area of Sunnyvale, and yet they have great needs as well. Many of them are moving in and out from other countries, and their teachers have a lot of needs as well. There are many demands placed upon them. But my journey with Knowledge Alliance actually began a few years before that, when Sunnyvale had brought in that partnership and started a teacher resilience group. So before I became principal, I taught for 10 years at San Miguel Elementary School, which is one of our Title I schools. Spent 6 years as a coach in that school, and during that time period had done my administrative credential, but I got to a point where I was feeling burned out in education myself, and I had the privilege of participating in a resilience group in the spring of 2013 when I was exploring the opportunity, do I drop out of education and I'm done because the work is really hard, or do I do something different? And that group, I ended up getting hired that spring to be principal of Cherry Chase. So it really made a personal difference in my life to stay in education and actually to make the jump from being a coach and a teacher to being an administrator at the school site. So from a first-hand perspective, I know the value of the group. And then when I went to Cherry Chase, we actually had some very fractured relationships on our staff, and so part of my charter was to rebuild relationships among our staff and our parent community as well, to create a culture that was more collaborative. So knowing the value of resilience and Knowledge Alliance, we were able to bring some more groups into our school. We worked with Jean, Julie, and a few others to do some training for all of our teachers at that time for staff development. And we now are in year 3 of a teacher resilience group, year 2 of, I wrote this down. Oh, I'm in year 2 of participating in the principal resilience group. And we just launched last week the resilience consultant program. So we were able to be in a place where we are collaborating with all of you, and that's where it makes a huge difference, because what we are able to contribute as a school and what our district contributes does not cover the full cost of the resilience consultant program for us. So in order to have her at our school site, we really need the support of donors who can help make that possible. And in her 2 short weeks with us, she does the equivalent of 1 day a week, but she's already establishing trust with our teachers, has met with some of them, has gone into their classrooms, and is reaching out to build more. And that is so powerful, because our teachers are feeling really overwhelmed. They're feeling stressed by the events that are happening in the world outside of our school and that are impacting our kids as well as them. So having someone safe to go to, a safe adult, helps the adults who teach as well as it helps the children in the classroom. And that's the power that we see from this resilience work that's being done at our school site. So I'm just here tonight to say thank you for all of that, having experienced it on multiple levels. And we really hope to continue that as we build and grow at our school.